So, a little something for while the pump's still going. We've come up with some new and delicious flavours. We've partnered with a chocolate maker. We're using the recycled cacao husks, which is what chocolate's made from, the husk of the cacao pod. We're using that as an infusion ingredient in our rum. Honestly, it's incredible. I'll give you a little bit of preview of that later when we're making up the infusion bags to go in the tank. But for the moment, it's all about diluting the rum down to a more manageable strength. When it comes off the still, it's 95% alcohol by volume, which is really, really strong. Makes it perfect for transporting. You don't need as big of a size container, but the strength, as you can imagine, is ridiculous. So what we do is once it's pumped from the barrel into the tank, we then get it down to a more manageable strength. We do this by adding RO water, which is water that's been through a reverse osmosis machine. Basically removes all of the impurities. When you get it, it's 99.9% water. I mean, it's as pure as you can get. Drinking it is absolutely lovely. We've used that to get the solution down to more manageable strength. For us, that's around 35%, and then it gets distributed between the infusion tanks. Once it's in the infusion tanks, we then get each ingredient that it's going to be infused with. For the new chocolate one, we're using the cacao husks and Madagascar vanilla pods. They would be put into an infusion bag and then go into the solution. And we'd leave it for around 45 days. We found the 45-day mark really to be the perfect sweet spot to really, really get those flavors infused into this alcohol. And then just kind of let it steep a little bit, really let those flavors kind of work together in the tank. And then by the time it's done, honestly, the results are incredible. I'll leave it now. We're going to continue the pumping and we'll come back to it once we're ready to do some infusions. Let's do it. All right, so we're back. We're in the infusion room and we're about to get ready, some of the cacao husks ready for our next infusion. So the way we do this, we have infusion bags, which are really good. They're like mesh bags, and we put the ingredients into it, and it basically just helps keep some of the contaminants out of the liquid, basically. Makes it easier for filtering at the other end before it goes into the bottle machine. So got the infusion bags, and we got the ingredients. So this right here is the cacao husks that I was talking to you about. Now, I'll show you a little bit on camera exactly what they look like. It literally is just shells of the cacao plant. Now, we're going to try and very carefully put this into there. So, I reckon the easiest way to do that probably be something like that. And then just the tip. Very carefully, all of the contents into the infusion bag. As you can see, fills up a little something like that. Oh my God, the smell coming off this is honestly incredible. So we'll lean that up against that quite carefully, see if we can get out the last little bits. All right, bloody lovely. So, oh my God, the smell on this is incredible. So if we give it a tie up, really tight, we'll wrap that around there to really lock it all in. Tie it all up, then put it through the hole. There you go. That is the first infusion bag ready to go. Oh my God, the smell. Imagine like biting in some freshly made chocolate. Holy shit, that is honestly incredible. All right, we'll come back when I've got the next few bags ready. It takes 3 of these to infuse 1 tank. And we'll go from there, shall we? We have the next, oh my God, the next bag filled. Oh my God. 3 bags. How's it going, guys? It's Tom from the Rum Infusionist here. Currently down at the distillery, we are just starting the next batch. Yesterday I spoke to you about the dilution tank, and when we get the rum, it comes in these big barrels. 95%, we put it into this tank right here, we call the dilution tank. Basically, we can get the spirit down to a more manageable level we do it to around 35%, and then it gets distributed between the infusion tanks you can see right behind me. So what we're going to do now is we've got the solution down to about 35%. Right now it is measuring at 34.6, which is right around where we want it. And we're now going to start pumping it into the infusion tanks. And once they're in there, the ingredients will go into each individual tank and they will be our flavors. So let's give it a shot, shall we? Already got the pump already lined up and plumbed in. We'll start on the first tank, which will be right here. So I'll put that in. I've already reset the limit to 0 and we'll start pumping. So while that's pumping, let's have a little chat about what's going into that tank. So if you come around here with me, should be able to get it to continue tracking me. So for this infusion, we are using cacao husks. I showed you close up yesterday what they are, but basically cacao is what chocolate is made from. So the shells, once you roast them, they come off the cacao plant. The insides is used for chocolate, but with the outside, the shell, what we're using is we're going to be using that as an infusion ingredient in our rum. So for this flavor, we're making chocolate and vanilla, which is the cacao husks and Madagascan vanilla pods. It honestly is amazing, and you can really, the flavor on these are incredible. I cannot wait for you to try them. So let's keep an eye on that, let that continue pumping, and we'll go from there. All right, so we've got pumping into tank number 6. So it's the first one we're filling up. It is going to be our chocolate flavor. It's filling up very nicely in there. Let's see if we can get you a close-up, shall we? So, pumped about 32 litres so far. We're getting there. We're going to do probably around 150 litres in this tank, all said and done. And then we'll move on to the next one and continue going. So, springing in for a closer look. As you can see right now, we're at about 57 litres pumped. Take you over to the tank. We'll have a little look. All right, so we're almost at 100 litres pumped into the first tank, and we're about to move on to the second tank. We're at 97. I think we're pretty much there. I'm going to double check the tank, make sure it looks about what we're looking for, and it is. So once we get to the magic 100, I'll then stop it and we'll move on to the next tank and we'll continue going. So we're at 99, almost there. There you go. That is 100 litres pumped into the first tank. All right, so let's stop that and we'll move it along to the second tank. Get that going like that. Turn on the pump. There we go. We'll pump again until it reaches about 200 litres. All right, so while that second tank is now pumping behind me and filling up, we are going to get ready some infusion bags for our infusions. So one we'll get ready first. We've got cinnamon sticks. Absolutely lovely. The smell coming off this is honestly incredible. It really is. So got my Stanley blade here. No. All right, so while the next tank is pumping and filling up, we'll get ready some of the infusion bags ready to put in the tanks to start the infusion process. So I've got the Stanley blade here. Cut that open. Make sure you cut away from you. All right. So let's get an infusion bag out. So this infusion bag is pretty much ready. We're going to tie it up, and that is the first one done. First bag already done. Let's move on to the second. So I can already see the pump's working. It's at 32.5 litres done so far in the next tank. And while that's going, we'll get more cinnamon sticks ready. All right, pump is working away on the next tank. We are almost there with filling up the bag with cinnamon sticks, and then we'll move on to the next infusion bag. So, 2 bags cinnamon sticks right there. Cardamom pods, absolutely amazing. To break them up a little bit, I can see the next tank is at about 60 litres pumped so far. All right, next infusion bag ready. All right, now let's cut open this bag. The smell from these cardamom pods is incredible. All ready to go. Absolutely delicious. Next one, we have cloves. Oh, smell amazing. So we'll get the next infusion bag ready. Got the next infusion bag. I can see the pump is currently at 73 litres pumped. Let's cut open this, and we'll do the same again. All right, there we go. Bag of cloves all sorted. Get that all tight. Tie it up. All right, so we've got bag of cardamom, 2 bags of cinnamon, bag of cloves. Now, vanilla pods. Oh, there we go, lost one. Grab out another infusion bag. Oh, the smell of those vanilla pods, actually insane. So, grab the pods, put them into the infusion bag. There we go. Nice bag of vanilla. Tie that up. We're ready to go. So, got our vanilla pods, got our cloves, got our cardamom, got our cinnamon. We are ready to make some rum. All right, let's move this all out of the way. I'll get you some of the other infusion bags and I'll have a chat about what we're making. All right, so got more infusion bags here. We've got 3 infusion bags of cacao husks, got an infusion bag of vanilla pods, an infusion bag of cloves, an infusion bag of cardamom, and 2 infusion bags of cinnamon. So, we've got some lovely, lovely ingredients here. Let's wait for this pump to finish pumping, and we'll continue. All right, so that is 200 litres now pumped. So 100 litres into that tank, and 100 litres into that tank. You can turn that off, and we will move on to the next one. So, grab this out, turn that off, and we'll bring this along. Put this into the next one, turn it on. All right, let's start pumping the next one. All right, so we've now got 2 tanks with some rum in it. So I reckon we should start infusing some ingredients. Right here, I've got a bag of cacao husk. Oh, smell on this is amazing. What we're gonna do is quite simply, literally, just plonk this in there and let it infuse. So very carefully, don't want to split the bag. There we go, we've dropped it in. All right, now the lid's closed, we'll plug it in, and we'll get it mixing. There you go, that's sunken right in there. We'll let that start mixing. All right, so we're over halfway through with filling up the tanks. We've got this one plus 2 more, and then all the tanks are filled up, ready for infusions to be started. So we've already started the chocolate infusion on the end one using the cacao husks and the vanilla pods. All right, so let's start the infusion on our spiced orange rum. So I've just put in the bag of cloves. I'm now putting in the bag of, oh no, sorry, I've just put in the bag of cardamom pods. I'm now putting in the bag of cloves. Next, get a bag of cinnamon. All right, we'll put that in, let that infuse. And while it's infusing, let's plug it in and turn it on. There we go. We'll let that mixer infuse. All right, so we pretty much have every single infusion tank filled and infused now. So we're pretty much ready to leave it, set it and forget it. We'll come back in around 45 days, check it for strength, strain some off, put it into a bottle, check the bottle appeal, and then if we're happy with that, we'll send it to the bottling machine and we'll start bottling, labelling, and we reckon this next batch will be ready around April. We're going to be launching multiple new flavours. Keep an eye on the page, ruminfusionist.com, or pop down to our distillery, Unit 41, Station Road Industrial Estate in Howsham. There's plenty to see, lots to drink, and come down and enjoy yourself, guys. Thank you very much. See you in April.